a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for spending some time with us and supporting the program, supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty and all of our 40-plus show partners, awesome show partners and expert contributors on the Consumer Quarterback Show. It really means the world to us when you support the local economy. Call the hotline, text. You can also hit us up at consumerqb.com. We got Thomas King back in studio, Florida Firearms Academy. He's the CEO over there, Second Amendment expert contributor as well. We're going to talk a little bit about what's happening with, protecting yourself, as always, protecting the house, and also this got a Ted Cruz clip here where he's talking about Iran and the escalation that seems imminent with that as well. And we always like to feature our real estate properties live on air. We got a feel-good story, too. A team of 5 women run equestrian camp for children with life-threatening illnesses. So we're going to tell you something good in our feel-good segment coming up here in a minute. Brio Tuscan Grill is the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Excellent food, delicious menu. Say hello to Chef Oscar Ramirez over there, and the general manager is Joey. Just let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. They're going to hook you up with a free appetizer, and they've got some great flatbreads over there, the calamari, the beef carpaccio. Excellent food. They got a happy hour menu starting at $7 as well at Brio Tuscan Grill Monday through Friday. Now, it's also an opportunity to come meet and greet and mix and mingle with some of our expert contributors and our show partners, our real estate associates on the sales team with the Consumer Quarterback Show and the Platinum MVP team. So come on over to Brio. It's the third Thursday of the month. Every third Thursday of the month, we're going to be there. It's 2223 Northwest Shore Boulevard in Tampa. We're going to provide appetizers, and it's going to be a great time. You can talk to all of our expert contributors and come on out and hang out and spend some time with us there at Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza Mall. And make sure you talk to them and let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on those special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we got a hot new listing. This is one of my favorite listings in a while. This is 18522 Gulf Boulevard, unit number F. This one is a beautiful property, Indian Shores. Now, this one is right on the beach. Have you ever wanted to own your own beach? I mean, literally, you walk out your door, you walk around the pool, you go through the gate, and you are on the sugar sand beaches of Indian Shores, Pinellas County, Florida. This one's 18522 Gulf Boulevard, Unit F, and it's a 3-3 with almost 2,000 square feet. Now, you've got awesome views also. If you look out one side of the property, you're looking at the intercoastal waterways, the Tom Stewart Causeway Bridge is right there. And if you look out to the other side, you're looking at the Gulf of Mexico. Beautiful property on the beach, just listed. Open houses going on every weekend here. It's a great property from the Platinum MVP team. We also have another commercial property. Yes, we do residential, vacant land, and commercial properties. So this one is 2907 North Florida Avenue in Tampa. This is a commercial property, commercial asset, 2 buildings on site. This would be a great opportunity to build, to potentially move your business, that is, you got a wide open retail space. It used to be a fishing store where you had fishing apparel and supplies. You got 3 offices, so you bring your executive team up front. You got your CEO, your president, your secretaries up front right there. Great opportunity. 2907 North Florida Avenue in Tampa, 12,000 square feet, corner lot location, close to downtown Tampa, and it's just too much to mention here on the air. But check out our website because you can see all of our real estate listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com. Over 60 current listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com.
This is God's country.
Thomas King back in studio. Welcome back, sir.
Always a pleasure to be here. You know, that Brio thing, Thursday at 6 o'clock, that's a great idea. I'll be out there. I'm sure you'll have a lot more of your contributors out there. So if you see me out there, I'm the guy that looks Asian and half American. So stop on by, say hello, and ask me any questions. That's a great opportunity to meet a lot of business owners and things like that, especially, you have such an eclectic group on here. So there's probably a million people you'd want to meet and talk to. I get to meet all these people, and when I go to your parties, it's so great because I'm looking just for someone that does that, and such a great opportunity to meet people. So thanks for putting that on.
Yeah,
Brio.
man. Absolutely. My pleasure. We look forward to that. And it's it really makes my day too when I get these calls from the show and text messages, interacting with our audience and plugging and playing. It's like, oh, well, great. Yeah. You need a mortgage? Or great. Here you go. You're looking for a realtor? Great. You're looking for self-defense?
Right.
Here's Thomas
Water
King.
softeners.
There you go. Yeah, water improvement, jet pilot. We're hooking people up with Captain Will with a jet pilot. And,
oh, nice.
And yachts and boats, all the different stuff. Auto Group, Murphy Auto Group. But Thomas King, you're our Second Amendment expert. Can you let us know what we're seeing out there in terms of self-defense? And I think now more than ever, it's needed.
Well, last time I was here over a month ago, I talked about being prepared, just some of the things that you should have. And with the way the world is going, and it looks like Texas, you have a civil war going on, you have 25 people back in that. I just don't understand why all this is going on. It seems like something it could be easily avoided. Yep. Hey, we're going to stop this. If you really, truly want to stop an invasion into the United States, you can do that. As a president, that should be your number one priority anyways. But it's not happening, and I gotta question why. There's people on the left that say, nope, the Republicans are wanting the open border, and the people on the right are saying, no, the people on the left want an open border. Well, the truth is, I don't think anyone wants an open border. It's destroying the country right now with all the drugs and bad people coming through here. You're going to see a very large group of crime coming through your neighborhood soon, and until that happens, you're going to go, oh, I guess, maybe we should do something.
Right.
So right now, being prepared, yes. Seeing that this morning when I left my store, a complete packed class, and that's what I was going to get into a little bit about today is classes, what we're going to do, what we do, and why we should do them.
Yeah, classes are important to make sure you're training. I had the pleasure of going in and training with Thomas just a week ago or so. I brought my daughter as well. Second or third time that he's taken his time out of his busy schedule to coach us personally. And man, I tell you, as much as you think and I grew up as a country boy out in the woods hunting and fishing, and but when you go in and you work with an expert, a master in their trade, in their craft, like Thomas King and Marty, the vice president over there, the whole staff is awesome. It just reminds you of how much you forgot.
Right, and you went from shooting and you were holding it, the firearm incorrectly, and that was just a bad habit. That's we don't teach that. It just automatically comes up. And I always said, remember your thumb. Yep. You're holding the firearm like if you're going to shoot a revolver, where you went to now going to semi-automatic firearm. So having just a little hold there. Remember how fast you were shooting? Quarter-second splits. Yeah. That's 4 shots on target in 1 second. Yeah. That is amazing, and that's what we want you to do. Yeah. And it didn't take how long did it take you to do that?
Yeah, it was a quick we just
hour
turnaround.
Training.
Yeah.
Hour training, boom, you're there. You're already on target. We were high-fiving going, woo, that's exactly what we wanted to see. Yeah. And your daughter as well. She was shooting very, very fast on target, and it just took a little bit of time. Anyone can really learn how to do it as long as they're just taught correctly how to do it.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And it's important now more than ever. Because we see part of the stuff on the news. We hear about some of it, but people that are really in the now and are in the know, Thomas, you're talking to, deputies, private investigators. You're talking to people that see stuff happen that most people don't hear about, and they only think about it when they see it in movies.
All the time, and that's what we get in the store. Officers come in. We do Operation Fund the Police. So if you're an officer, please come in and get your free family membership. That is free for you. That's a $350 value. You get all kinds of stuff. And we just love hearing your stories and making sure that you're protected and practice as well. So we hear the stories. They come in and tell us. I guess one of the big things right now is what these crime guys are doing is they're breaking into the storage warehouses where you keep your couches and stuff. I had no idea why you would do that. Maybe they were watching too many of those Storage Wars.
Yeah, Storage Wars. Yeah, exactly.
I have no idea.
Huh. So they're breaking into those, and they're figuring maybe nobody's there because it's a vacant, just like a shed.
But they were talking about they would go in through the ventilation systems and crawl through it and then pop down.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, why don't they just cut the lock?
Yeah.
And he said, well, they're not that smart of people. So there are smart people, though, and they know exactly how to break into your house. Right. And when I go over this in these classes, so this class that I just took, we're doing the classes that we just set up, it's a monthly or twice a month a class, but it's how to be prepared. And we're talking about how criminals break into your house and what you need to do, setting up layers to protect yourself. And I'm not talking about going out and spending $10,000 on bars and all these lighting systems and cameras. And when we just talk about layers, we talk about things that when a bad guy comes by your house, he says, no, I'm not going to hit that house. I'm going to hit an easier house. So those are the kinds of things that you want to set up, spend a couple dollars to make sure that your home's going to be protected and safe.
Yeah, absolutely. And the key is, understanding what the threat could be, being prepared. And think about this one too. What would you do if all of a sudden now your power goes out? The cell phones no longer work. You can't text your boyfriend, husband, etc. You're on your own. You're isolated. What would you do? Do you have a satellite phone? Well, I want to give a shout out to our friends at satellite phone store at sat123.com/REQB. That's our code. If you use that URL, sat123.com/REQB. What would you do if you're in that position? A lot of people wouldn't know what to do. They would run and maybe grab a firearm and start looking for some candles, try to light some lights, and the power's out. It's in the middle of the night. I don't know what to do. I don't know if we're under attack. We don't know if we're going into World War III. What's going on? sat123.com/REQB and get prepared. So I want to talk about that scenario with Thomas King. When you play that out and we're in that position and you're thinking about food, you're thinking about water, you're thinking about protecting your kids, your family, your alarm system's not going to work. What do you do in that situation, Thomas?
You pray that you were prepared before all this happened. Because if you don't have those things, you're not. You're just a prey. You're just someone's going to hit you and hit you hard. If it did come to some kind of situation where we were at war with ourselves here in this country, how are you going to live without running water? This is what we've all trained for. Hey, not to live out in the country, not to know how to grow a garden, not to how to get fresh water, not to how to light a fire anymore. Most people don't know any of that stuff.
Right.
How just to do the basic survival skills. Basic survival skills.
Yeah.
What do we need? We need air, we need water, and we need food. We need shelter, we need clothing, and we need to protect ourselves. People cannot do that. They're so used to living in a city. Having a satellite phone, amazing to have. That's one way that's going to save your life. Just one little thing that you could add to really put you as a self-advantage to save your life.
Yeah.
Having water tablets, purifying water, knowing how to boil water. These things are so important. And how... Like the classes that we're teaching, the first one is how to set your home up for a home invasion plan. So what do you do when someone breaks in your house? You all have a plan. We go over the plan with you, what you need to do, and how do you need to stop this threat. And then we go out and we learn how to do point shooting. Point shooting is really fast. The next one is the 4 rules of deadly force. This is in the real world today where there's no war, nothing. When do you need to draw your firearm? What do you need to know to keep you out of jail if you shot a bad guy? These things are so important. After the smoke clears, you actually have to go fight for your freedom, your finances, and to stay out of jail. That can cost tens of twenties of thousands of dollars. You have to get an attorney, so you better know exactly what you're doing when you pull out a firearm to protect you and your family. And then we go out on the range. We shoot from sitting. If you never shot from a seat, from like in a car or at a restaurant, it's a whole nother experience. We put you through so many different scenarios, and we teach you how to do it correctly, safely, and accurately.
Yeah, in football, we used to run through the plays over and over in practice. That way you can perfect it. You get your timing down. As a quarterback, I would drop back, and I would know that when he gets the receiver's planting his outside foot, he's digging across the middle. That's the time I've got to release the ball ahead of time so I can hit him in the middle of the field, just like you see in the playoffs with some of these players. But you've got to have this home invasion strategy. Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy. He's our Second Amendment expert, and he's got classes. Florida Firearms Academy. Check him out on social media and reach out to the hotline if you want to get prepared. If you take your life serious, 727-263-3707. And this may not be for you. It may be for a friend or family member, but just let them know you heard about this show. Like and share the show on social, 727-263-3707. Or you can submit an email at consumerqb consumerqb.com. When we come back, I want to run a play here with Ted Cruz. I got a clip I'm going to play on the Biden border issue as well as his foreign policy. And when you hear this clip, you're going to say, wow. All right, coming up here, Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
I want to give a special thanks to Satellite Phone Store. They just hooked me up with this beautiful satellite phone, and it's a gorgeous phone. It's a great device. It's a safety device as well. Think about it. If you're out on the boat 40, 50 miles out, maybe you're going hunting or you're going hiking in the woods somewhere, you run out of cell phone service, or who knows, maybe a possible terrorist attack. It's not like our politicians aren't entrenched in all this stuff going on overseas, all over the place, all over the world. Could be a terrorist attack. They could attack the power grid. They could attack the cell phones. Who knows what they're going to attack next. Sat123.com/REQB. Sat for satellite, sat123.com/REQB, like real estate quarterback.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, Brandon Rhymes here in studio with Thomas King, President, CEO of Florida Firearms Academy, Second Amendment expert here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're going to talk about a party, an event that he's got coming up on Saturday, February 3rd here in just a minute as well. Before we do, just a couple of hot listings from our real estate team. 18522 Gulf Boulevard is a property. I'm sorry, 1919 West Lemon Street, Alex. We're going to do 1919 West Lemon Street. This is a new listing from our team. This is a beautiful property, South Tampa, great opportunity. You have 2 bedrooms, 1 bath bungalow in North Hyde Park. Almost 1,400 square feet of living space, heated living space here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Lots of updates and upgrades in close proximity, of course, to University of Tampa, International Airport, Ray J as well. Great opportunity to buy real estate, 1919 West Lemon Street in Tampa, Florida. Beautiful property, great opportunity to own real estate here in Tampa Bay. 5930 River Road, Newport Richey. This is another waterfront listing from the Platinum MVP team. You've got access to the Gulf of Mexico, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bath. You have 1964 square feet of heating, over a half an acre of land, and it's got over 80 feet of frontage on the Cody River right here in Newport Richey, Florida. Beautiful property, 5930 River Road, Newport Richey. Another waterfront beauty from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Formal dining room with chandelier, stained glass windows, metal roof, stone structures. Too many upgrades to list here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, but you can see all of our listings at platinumcoastalelite.com. All right, Thomas King, I'm going to play this quick clip here. I want to get your reaction to Senator Ted Cruz on the Biden border and foreign policy.
And explain to me why Joe Biden keeps sending them billions of dollars to this day. We're sitting here today. We have Iran murdering 3 U.S. servicemen and women, and Joe Biden continues to allow him to sell 2 million barrels of oil a day. Tomorrow, presumably, Joe Biden's going to allow him to sell 2 million barrels of oil a day because weakness is so intertwined with the Biden foreign policy, not just weakness. They have this bizarre policy. I do not understand it. Enemies of America, they give money to, and they give them everything they want. Friends of America, they abandon, they undermine. By the way, simultaneously, the news is breaking this weekend that the Biden administration is talking about cutting off military weapons to Israel.
Make it stop, Thomas. Make it stop. The Afghanistan pullout, I think some people forget about that. $80-90 billion worth of our taxpayer-funded war machines left behind. It's almost like we have a compromised administration.
It's just everything is backwards right here. If you looked at anything common sense, this is exactly the opposite of what you're going to need to do to stop this. You have Iran wants to kill us, right? They want to kill us. Why are we doing anything for them? It'd be like us going over to North Korea and going, hey, man, you guys need some nukes? Y'all good over here?
Yeah.
They want to kill us.
Yeah.
So why are we doing this? They just killed American troops, and we're not doing anything about it. When you kill an American troop, you go to war. And I guarantee you, anybody that's in the military that's listening to this right now, they are furious.
Yeah.
They don't care about me. If I die, it's all good.
Yeah.
Crazy.
No, it's a setup. I think it's all a setup. I think we have a compromised globalist in the White House. And, of course, it's all his regime, too. It's not just him. But essentially, this is all a setup. It's just like I was listening to Tucker when he was talking about war. He had a military insider. He says, look, we're leaving these small amounts of people on the Syrian border, small amounts of people here. It's just so they can come in and take those guys out. And then now we can retaliate.
Absolutely.
It's like, I was walking through the lobby here looking at Fox News on, they're starting to pump it up. Time to go to war, time to retaliate. Pressure mounts on Biden to retaliate. But anyway, I'll just take the last couple of minutes here, Thomas. I want to talk about local level, what we can do, Florida Firearms Academy. And I know you have a really cool event coming up on Saturday, February 3rd.
Right, February 3rd from 5 to 7. It's 2 hours only, and that's anyone that loves this country and loves freedom can come out. If you bring a canned good, that's to feed the homeless, like a can of beans or anything, please bring it by. We'll give you an extra ticket to win. We're going to give away tons of guns and ammo. There's no purchase necessary. When you show up, you get free tickets. The first 300 people that show up, you're going to get a free shirt. We're going to have some very cool special guest speakers. And I'm actually going to go over why Florida Firearms Academy gives so much back to our community, the veterans, our law enforcement, the homeless, and our employees. Why we do it all. I mean, it's very important that you guys know why.
Yeah, I'm excited. You gave me an opportunity to speak there, so I'm going to be there. We're going to bring some canned goods. We're going to support Florida Firearms Academy, the Second Amendment of America, this great country that supported us. And you've got such a great staff over there, too, man. Every time I go in, I'm just thoroughly impressed by the staff.
They're great people. And you know what? When you come to any of our parties, you realize there's a lot of love going on, and there's a lot of patriotism going on. There is never any arguments. Everyone's having a great time. It's just the love of celebrating America. And wave your flags high if you have them.
Yeah, absolutely. So save the date, Saturday, February 3rd. Coming up, actually, just a few days here. You have 5 to 7 over at Florida Firearms Academy. What's the location, Thomas?
So 13317 West Hillsborough Avenue. You can look us up at ffatampa.com or give us a call at 813-221-FIRE.
Yeah, and you also want to make sure you go to the Facebook page. They're constantly putting out great content, entertaining content, updates on prizes and giveaways. And I've actually won a couple of guns from Thomas. And,
always.
And they're like, hey, is this set up? Or like, no, I haven't. No, I didn't do it. It was not an inside job.
Did you win any, Alex?
I got a T-shirt.
Oh, you got a T-shirt. Yeah. Well, you've only been to a couple, so now that you come in.
He got a T-shirt. I got an AR and a 1911.
Nice. I'm giving away a Prodigy. It's like a $1,500 double stack 2011. Some Glocks, some lever action rifles, all kinds of cool stuff. I mean, there's going to be some good prizes. It'll probably be up on our page right now. We got a lot going on because we're trying to get these other 2 stores open up. So it's just been crazy for us.
It's a lot of work anytime you're doing that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, our Second Amendment expert contributor. Saturday, February 3rd, 5 to 7. Go visit him over at 13317 West Hillsborough Avenue. Check him out online as well. Thomas, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
All right, taking a quick break. Coming back, Jenny Restrepo, Insured Title Agency, coming up on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're going to talk local stats. We got a feel-good story, too. Team of 5 women run equestrian camp for children with life-threatening illnesses. Check us out online, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show.